Within hours of the shooting in Las Vegas, the police were on the lookout for Mary Lou Danley, gunman Stephen Paddock's girlfriend.
We are interested in a companion that is traveling with him.
But investigators soon realized that 62-year-old Danley was nowhere near Las Vegas that night.
We have located her out of the country. We've had conversation with her, and we believed her at this time not to be involved.
Senior law enforcement officials say Danley flew to the Philippines on September 25th. Around the same time, Paddock wired $100,000 to a bank in that country. A nephew in Australia speaking out today.
No, I knew that she would have had nothing to do with it. But
Danley is an Australian citizen and appears to have traveled multiple times to the Philippines, where she was born. An Australian newspaper says this is a photo of her with Paddock in 2013. According to court records, Danley was married for more than 20 years before getting divorced in 2015. At the time, she was living with Paddock in Reno, Nevada, and working at a local casino.
She was a hostess at the Atlantis. Steve was a big fish at the Atlantis in Reno. They were adorable.
John and Darlene McKay live next door.
You know, I never saw them together. I never did.
As I walked into the garage, I noticed a large safe, half the size of a refrigerator. Since this has happened, we drew a conclusion. Was there guns in there?
Law enforcement are not calling Danley a suspect, but she remains a person of interest. The critical question tonight, did she have any idea what he was planning?
The only person that likely knew this daily routine would have been the person he was living with, and that's why I think she's essential.
Las Vegas police say they are in contact with Danley, while senior law enforcement officials tell us she's expected to return tomorrow, and there's no indication that those plans have changed.